So this wasn't supposed to be a live video, and I do apologize. I did try to do the recording on my phone, and then I was going to upload it, but for some reason I'm having technical issues. So this will have to be a live video. The only bad thing about doing these live videos is if you have like commotion and people running in and out and a lot of energy. So I will try to get through this and hopefully with no interruptions. So what I've been thinking about doing is an all signs reading. So how we're going to do this all signs reading, we're going to start with Aries, we're going to end with Pisces, and just see a little bit of what's going on. And one of these days, hopefully I'll have more time to come on and do this. So this reading is going to be a lot different than most readings that I do. So just bear with me, guys. Also, I have several cards that I've ordered. So I've got this biblical deck that I ordered, as well as these cards here that I've ordered. So I've been waiting for like ever for these cards. So I finally got them in the mail. But I've ordered them a long time ago. I've just been waiting patiently for them. Finally got them. So we're going to start with Aries. Now, what I did is I put the center in for the spirit, okay? And so this will be the overlook of every single sign. So no matter what your sign is, these cards here also are for you and your sign. So for the center, we do have, this is Ace of Feathers. Okay, so this could be like a conversion. So some of you guys could be going through an enlightenment, a spiritual awakening. You're starting to see things differently, especially when it comes to love. This is Ace of Feathers, so this is like the Ace of Swords, correct? So there's some communication between you and God that's going on right now in the spiritual field. So this says, he fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, Saul, Saul, why dost thou persecutest thou me? So let me explain this to you guys. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit. What I wanted to do is make this reading a little bit more spiritual based, okay, than most readings. So I do know how to do that. It's kind of like having church, but with your cards, right? Not that I'm a preacher or anything, but, you know, God uses us all for different reasons, right? So if this is my calling, this is my calling. All right, so at this time, Saul stoned Stephen and heard there pleaded the holy word of God, right? So he heard God's voice. And God said to him, why art thou persecutest thou me? So Stephen basically, because God's spirit, he's one with Stephen, and Stephen is one with God because he hears God, he talks to God, right? So it's kind of like us on our journey path. Each single one of us, no matter who you are, no matter what your sign is right now at this point, okay, you're having a communication one with God. So basically what this card is saying is, do you hear this wake-up call? So what is it in life that you are persecuting that would be like persecuting Christ, right? Or like Saul was stoning Stephen, right? So he was killing Stephen. But what he didn't know is he was doing this in ignorance. Saul didn't have an awakening until God spoke to him. So some of us are about to have a spiritual awakening, this one-on-one conversation with God. And God is about to enlighten something in us, okay? That where God is telling us that something we're doing in life is not correct, is not right, is not his will. So whatever this be, it could be anything, only you would know what it is for you. It could be something to do with love. Maybe he's trying to awaken you. Maybe some of you guys are with the wrong person and he's trying to give you the spiritual enlightenment. Hey, wake up. You're with the wrong person. For others of you, he could be already guiding someone to you. You may be single. For those of you who are single, he could be guiding someone to you that is going to be correct and right for you, that is in his will. For, like, let's say others of you, it could be awakening the love within yourself. Some of you guys maybe have gotten off the path of God and what's right. So for some of you, it could be your one-on-one with God. Okay. And, you know, something could have happened that maybe traumatized you, or something that happened where you say, well, I don't believe in God, or you're just having this war battle with God, one-on-one battle with God, right? But he's about to instill this love inside of you, this compassion, okay? So this says, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And then we have the message for all the signs is 4444. Can you continue to work hard and say, it says and say, but stay dedicated. Success is yours for the taking as long as you don't give up. Full steam ahead. Okay. So, in other words, this is something that's going to be driven, something that you're going to have to work hard for. So, in order to have this enlightenment and see things the way God's wanting you to see, you have to allow him to work through you. All right, so let's start here. We got Taurus. Let's see, that's a Taurus. It's Aries. We got Aries. Okay, let's see what's going on with Aries. Okay. Okay, so we have here, okay, Queen of the Candles, okay. Hi, Lala, how are you? Yes, it's been a while, lady. I am doing good. I haven't gone live in a while. I've been, like, uploading the videos, just personal videos from home, and uploading them. Tonight, it wouldn't work. So what I've been feeling led to do is an all signs reading. So this is an all signs reading, okay? So I'm starting with Aries and I will end with Pisces. I've already started the center, which is the spirit. So how I'm doing this is it's going to be for all signs. The center here is the spirit. It's going to be the overlook of all of the signs. So it does look like a spiritual awakening. So this could be something that anyone is going through. Yes, ma'am. I love you too, lady. I've been missing you guys. I've been feeling like being led to do a more like spiritual reading, and I have been forever waiting for these two decks to arrive, so they finally did. So I have these numbers here, these number cards, which are the messages from the angels, what we feel like God is telling us to do, as well as these biblical cards. Now, these biblical cards, when I got them, they were not in order, which is all right because I put them in order. So it does look like for those signs who are single, looks like love is coming in. It could be from any different angle. It could be either someone past, present, or future. This could be a love within ourselves or the love between us and God that could be going on, as well as this spiritual awakening. All right. To get more about that, you can rewind it whenever the video posts. So right now it's starting at Aries. So we'll see what's going on with Aries. Aries is Queen of Candles. So this is Deborah, prophetess and leader. So Deborah was a leader in the Bible. She was also a prophetess. She also saw things, visions, and that other people couldn't see. Now Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of, let me see this. I'm sorry, my eyes are just not like they used to be. Laphidath was leading Israel at that time. So this is Judges 4:4. So Deborah's someone who stood in her power. And it looks like what's going on is, for Aries, you could be standing in your power right now, and you have people who are envy of that power, if that makes sense, because we do have the envy card. Gideon and I are still, oh, awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that you guys are still together. We've had a rough year, so I'll be listening back for Cancer and Sag. Oh, awesome, lady. Yes, ma'am. So it does look like if you are Aries, that there is envy there. It could be you envy of multitudes of people, because she was a queen of multitudes of people. Or it could be that envy is the people around you that look at you like you're someone on a throne, someone of power, and they are envy of that power. They want to knock you off this throne, basically, and steal your power, or take this power. And the power that I'm feeling and seeing is the power that's within you, because we have here the spiritual enlightenment, right? So it's something that is inside of you. It could be your love for God. It could be your love for the person you're with. So there, if you're of one sex, you could have people who are of either the same sex, if you're in a relationship, same sex, or if you're in a relationship and it's like male and female relationship. It could be either way. Someone's jealous of your relationship, if that makes sense. Also, it says, be the example for others to follow. So a lot of you are standing in your power and you're being that example right now, and everybody's seeing this light within you. You could be someone who's close to God. You could be someone who's close to your significant other. And you're trying to be this example that people can look at, and they want to be like you, but in a positive way, not that they want to mirror you. For some of them, negative people that are envy of you, yes, they are wanting to mirror you in a negative light. Or darkness, but want to take this power from you because they are envy of you, if that makes sense. But yeah, for others of you, it's that you're standing in your power, and they basically, they're going to try to overtake your throne, basically. And maybe for some of you, it could be that they're wanting the person you're with. Now, others of you, it could be that you have multitudes of people who listen. Maybe you have a high social status platform, and people love to listen to you. They love to watch you. You're someone who's very beautiful when you talk. Your voice is beautiful. You may have long hair, or hair just right below your shoulders. You could have like brown, black, dark hair. You're someone who is very well sophisticated, well brought up. But this, for a lot of you, this well brought up is something that you have put in yourself. And you wouldn't be who you are in that power without everything you've gone through, basically. Let's see here. You are a woman or masculine who is on fire, right? Some of you are on fire for God, and your relationship with God. Some of you, it could be that people around you, not just social, but everywhere you go, they are drawn to listening to you or following you. There's this burning sensation inside of you, and it's that power within you, the light of God for a lot of you. And people are drawn to that. So you may be seeing 999 or 4444. All right, so we have here Taurus. Taurus is next. Two of feathers. So God tests Abraham's faith. So for a lot of you, it could be right now, God is testing. If you're Taurus, God could be testing your faith right now. Or if this is your partner. So some of you could be putting your partner, okay, the person you're with, before God. So this is basically asking you, what are you putting before God? Will you, basically lay it on the altar and basically have this sacrifice, right? No matter what this is, it's something that you are basically could be mentally not meaning to, but in some certain ways it could be your actions. So something that you're putting before God, and it could be something to do with your actions. Maybe your words, you're not putting your words before God. Maybe when it comes to love, you're not putting that before God. It could be something like, basically like, the saying about actions speak louder than words. So to God, actions speak louder than words. So it's like you're saying you love him, but your actions is saying that you don't love him enough to sacrifice whatever this is to show proof of the actions that you love him more than anything in life, right? So this is what this is about, okay? Then God said, take your son, your only son, whom you love. So we do have love here in the awakening, okay? Isaac, and go to the reign of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on the mountain I will show you. Genesis 22, 2. So that's 222. You could be seeing 222. This is also two of feathers. So that would be 2222. So basically, this is God telling you, there's something in your life you need to give up that you're putting before him, basically. This is Taurus, okay? So we do have self-esteem. Maybe this poor self-esteem, you need to give it up and fill it more with love. Maybe you need to love yourself. Let's see, maybe you should love yourself, that song. All right, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. This is 333. Your transforming abundance awaits, but you must forgive yourself. So this could be something you're holding in, you've not, is what's going on. There is a 2 here also at the top of the card. Forgive yourself your past mistakes and vow to live your life to the fullest. Negative self-esteem, you need to lay it on the altar. Give it to God, basically. Sacrifice that part of yourself, okay? So that you will have more abundance, okay? You have a lot of abundance that's fixing to come in. So you need to lay that on the altar. Give that to God, okay? And then we have here Gemini. Gemini is next. Let's see what's going on with Gemini. Oh, wow. We have Queen of the Grains, okay? Proverbs 31 woman. She sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. Proverbs 31:18. Queen of the Greens, Proverbs 31 woman. Okay, so this is 13. Aries also had 13. So this is a light within yourself, okay? You could be a woman or a father if you are Gemini. These are the thinkers, okay? So this gives me the feel that you could have children, not all of you. Maybe some of you want children. Some of you, it looks like you have, some of you could have harvested like oranges or grapes, or you could just be someone who loves oranges or grapes. Someone who's very spiritual. For some of you, it's like your fruits, you're about to have a lot of abundance. That's what this means. Harvest, abundance. You're going to be well taken care of for the rest of the year. Let's see. Profitable. The lamp does not. Okay, so this lamp that it's talking about is the lamp, the light within her, okay? Male or female, whether you're male or female, this is that light within you. That's my dad. I will be right back, guys. Did you cook or no? Or? No, because Mom said she was doing that chicken fried steak. So she's not even going to eat it if I cook it. So I didn't cook it. All right. You want to go over and get something? Or? Yeah, I'll go later. Did they already eat? Yeah, they already ate. Okay. Are they going to be all right by themselves when you go? I'll take it. After 9. Oh, yeah, I'll go. All right, love you. Mommy. What, baby? Mom, my dad's over now. I was in the watching thing on his phone with him because he was watching something and I never got to watch that new one and he never got me. You want to come with me in here? Come in here. Yeah, because I don't. Hey, is this yours? Is it charged? Here, I charged it. You don't? I never got. Come in here with me. You never got to I'll let you come in here with me while I read to people. Come on, you want to come in here with Mama while I read? All right, shut that for a sec. All right, guys, I'm back. All right, so as I was saying, this is a light that is within her that is shining. So this is what people are seeing. There is something about you that is glowing, that's shining, and everybody sees this, right? So this says, he fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? So for some of you guys, it looks like, you know, I mean, this is the center. So this is the spirit. So the overshadow of all of these cards would have to do with this. So this is a love that she would have for her children. If you don't have children, you could be someone who's been wanting to have children. Some of you guys may be barren. Some of you guys may not be barren. Maybe some of you guys are trying to have children and you just haven't had them yet. Maybe you want to have children. But what this is saying is that you basically have to have this one-on-one with God. And it looks like you have a lot of prosperity coming in, a lot of abundance. So for a lot of you, it could be everything that you touch your hand to is like flourishing, is very abundant, okay? It's basically like you touch something, it turns to gold. So you may be someone who is really good at selling. You may be like someone who either sells online or just maybe you're, you know, your husband's a farmer, or you're a farmer who works with like a farmer's wife. And you just know how to harvest, right? And you know how to store up food for the end of the year as well as sell and make money, right? So this could be someone who is a very good at business, whether you're male or female. You do know how to do that, or maybe you like to trade. So I know like back then they would like trade their fruits and stuff for other goods or other things. This is a 606, so it says, keep the faith. All that you need will be provided by the universe and divine timing. So some of you guys know that you have an abundance coming in. You just don't know when. Or maybe some of you guys have some money that was supposed to come in that hasn't come in yet. So don't give up that faith, because it is coming. and it does look like it's going to be a lot because you have success here. So you guys are going to be highly successful. Let's see. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And look at this, guys. Love is right here in the center, as well as 444. So for a lot of you guys, you know there is no greater gift in life than to love. Okay? So it does look like you know how to love yourself, and you know how to love others, as well as loving your partner. All right, so we have, let's see, Taurus, let's see, Gemini. The Geminis are the I think. They're the thinkers. So that's what we just got done reading. So you are someone who, okay. Aries is I am. Okay, so it's basically how when most, okay, you know where you want to be in life, you know who you are, and that's what you're going for, right? All right, and then with Taurus, we have I have. So, you know, you usually focus on everything that you have. Uh-oh. And you focus on everything that you need to have. So it's always there. You're always thinking about it. All right, so let's go to the next one and see what's going on. What, honey?
I have a piece of glue.
Yeah, take one, baby. All right, so Cancer. Cancer is next. So with Cancer, okay, 12. Okay, so this is the Knight of the Grains. Okay, this says Jacob works for Laban. So Jacob served 7 years. Yeah, he served 7 years for Rachel. Okay, but he wanted Leah. Okay, or no, he served 7 years for Rachel.
Sorry.
But the father, her father gave to him on their wedding night, okay, when she was clothed in her veil. So there could be something like something hidden, and it's something dramatic. And this is for Cancer. Okay, so yes, there's something very, very hidden. It could be feelings, your feelings that you're hiding.
Can I go in there?
Yeah, go ahead, baby. So there is something that is being hidden from you, whether it's something you're hiding within yourself from other people, or people around you are hiding something from you. Okay, so something is about to be unveiled. So this is what happened with this story with Jacob, Rachel, and Leah. So he worked 7 years so that he could have Rachel. On their wedding night, the father, you know, told her not to speak, told Leah not to speak, because in their customs, the father never gave one of their children unless they gave the eldest first. Okay, so that was just something they did in their tradition. So when it comes time to get married, they always gave their eldest first. So he worked 7 years for Rachel, but her father gave him Leah, her older sister, instead. Okay, and what happened is that she wasn't supposed to speak or nothing, but she was veiled, so he didn't see her face. He did lie with her on their wedding night. And when he woke up, he seen that it was Leah instead of Rachel. So what happened is he had to work another 7 years for Rachel. So altogether, he had to work 14 years for that one woman. So back then, when they would work hard and work those many years for a bride, the wife's father would like give them like grains, harvest. They would give them goats and sheep and cattle and certain things like that as offerings, and for the wedding, right, for a blessing. So anyway, so this says, so Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they seemed like only a few days, but it seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her. So Genesis 29:20. Now, if you read your Bible, you'll know the story and you'll know I'm telling you the truth. So he ended up having to work altogether 14 years for the same woman. So he was really done wrong, guys. So basically, you are someone who has worked a lot of years, okay? So this is Cancer. This is your reading. Um, for some of you, you've worked, maybe you worked 7 years for something and you didn't get it. And it's like you had to work another 7 years just to get that one thing. And it could have been that you were tricked in your work. So this hard work that you didn't get the one you wanted or the job or whatever this is, okay? And you had to work another basically 7 years. So whatever this is, you've had to work your whole life, okay, to be where you are at right now. Um, you do have a lot of prosperity. All right, this is also failure. Failure came out. So maybe failure loving yourself or loving others, maybe because of this hard work, maybe whatever this is that, and you'll probably know what it is, okay? Because something was hidden from you. You had to work hard for whatever this was, and it's kind of like you were tricked. Maybe working hard in a relationship or something, whatever this is, okay? And you feel like in some way you either failed God or you failed yourself or you failed your significant other and maybe your children or whatever this is in life. And everybody's story is going to be different, okay? So with you, it could be love. With somebody else, it could be like they feel like since they didn't get that job promotion, they failed their wife and their children. So it says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So learning from that mistake. So where this is where Jacob may had failure and felt like he failed is because he didn't unveil her that night before he said I do. And back then they didn't really unveil them without saying I do, but maybe he felt like, hey, I should have asked, hey, how are you, Rachel, just to find out and hear the voice that it's not her. And he could have had the chance then to not marry her. But either way, it was already said and done, and he was already married. So it does say be spontaneous, take a risk, and try something new. You can't control everything in life, so you enjoy the ride. So basically, you work hard at every single thing you do, and you know that everything in life is out of your control because God has control of love and everything in life, and you're just here to enjoy life's ride, basically. This is 33, so you could be seeing 33. Yes, Sissy.
I still want to play them on Joe's phone.
Okay, let me finish these and I'll be out, okay? Let me finish these real
Let Joe play
because
them.
Grandpa's going to be over if I don't finish. All right, so let me finish so I can go over there to Grandpa. All right, so we have
Can we
here
go?
Cancer. We have Cancer. So with
Can we go?
no,
outside with
baby,
you?
it's too late. You can't go out tonight. Okay. This is I feel. So it does look, and you are I feel, so it does look like you are in your feelings right now. And Cancer is always in their feelings. So this at this time you could be highly in your feelings right now. So we also have here Leo. So we will do Leo now. Hold on, Sissy. Okay, so we have he began to speak. This is Page of Grains, Priscilla teaching the teachers. Okay, so you could be someone who is a teacher. You could teach children. You could be someone who works at a college, a high school, an elementary. It doesn't have to be. You are a teacher of some sort, whether you teach your children or you teach, maybe you have a high social status and maybe some kind of social platform and you teach. I do know that's what this channel's here for. Uh, so that's how I started this, was, you know, wanting to teach others. As I was, you know, gathering all of this information, I wanted to share it with everyone because I felt like this is what God was leading me to do. So we do have Leo here. This is 11. Okay, he began to speak boldly in the synagogue. When Priscilla and Aquila heard him, they invited him to their home and explained to him the way of God more adequately. Acts 18:26. So this is someone who, it could be a speaker of some sort, maybe a house speaker, house representative. This could be someone who works for the White House. This could be someone on some major platform who is a speaker. This could also be someone who, you could be like a preacher. You could be a highly intelligent woman or masculine. So whether you're a female or a man, you could be a philosopher, you could be a social studies teacher. There's different forms when it comes to teaching. You could be in a job field where you teach, whether that's like a leader of some sort. All right. So you could be someone who's an artist. You like to paint. You could be someone who sews. You could be like a chef, someone who cooks in a restaurant. Or some fast food place. Or a restaurant. You could be in decorating. You could do like designing. Or like a janitor, something like this. But you're someone who really gives your thought and your passion into what you do. So you do like to communicate with others. You like to shine. You basically, whatever this is within you, you like to give to all, give to the world, basically. So you are someone who is very happy right now. Let's see. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay. So you are someone who likes to stay happy, even when the world's like in disorder, falling apart. You're someone who likes, even if you are falling apart, you like others to see you as someone that's not falling apart. You like them to see you as someone and enjoy life. So for some of you, you basically have been kind of been working so hard. So you try to do everything yourself just so everybody can see your shine, see the glory, the shine within you, right? So you do have a lot of love, and you have a lot of happiness with inside of you. You could have a lot of people who love you. You could have had an awakening and gone through a spiritual awakening. But you also continue to work hard. And for a lot of you, you should take time out and rest. You should also take your one-on-one with God. And also remember, you know, to go out, have fun, go somewhere, do something, right? And talk to people. So it's kind of like right now you're kind of basically focused on work, right? That you've not taken the time to just go out and do something, see your friends, have fun with friends. Maybe some of you guys got married, and now that partner don't like you to go out. They'd rather you be at home. And it's just really dragging you down because you'd like to be out and do something. All right, so we have Leo here. So this is I will. So, you know, this is something that you need to do. And you know, you have the will inside of you to complete and do everything that you need to do. But you also need to think of yourself instead of work so much. All right. So we have Virgo. So this is Virgo. We have Knight of Feathers. So Paul, the apostle. So this is the Apostle Paul. At once he began to preach in the synagogues that Jesus is the Son of God. So this is Paul's testament, okay, his faith, okay. This is that awakening right here, this awakening. He had a spiritual awakening that God basically put into him and told him that Jesus is the Son of God. Okay, so this is a spiritual awakening, something that is going to be awakened within you, that God is showing you that, you know, like something as not simple, but something that others would not see or recognize that are around you. This is something that is one-on-one between you and God, a love conversation, okay? A spiritual and enlightenment conversation that others just would not understand that's going on within you right now. So this is this moment where he says, Jesus, remember he said, some say that thou art Bar Jonah. Some say that you are this. Some say you are this. And he says, well, what doth thou say that I am? He says, I say that you art
I'm eating bread.
Christ, the Son of the living God.
I'm sorry.
So this was,
I'm eating a
Jesus says, and I say that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. Now, this is actually talking about Paul, okay, Paul the apostle. So Saul stoned Stephen, correct? And honey. So anyway, this is something that is a one-on-one conversation between you and God. Something that you are seeing that maybe other people around you are not seeing right now. It's a spiritual awakening that's going in with inside your, God putting this inside of you. So there is something that God has shared with you, or something that has led you on your journey. And there could be multitudes of people that you will be giving this testament to. This could be something you've gone through, something you've been holding in, but God is telling you now is the time to put it out. So if this is like writing a book, if this is like creating cards, if this is like writing a song, whatever this is that you're holding back from the world, God is telling you that right now is the time to put it out there. People will hear you. There are multitudes of people who will listen. So that you could be someone that people just get quiet, talk. People love you, they listen, and there is something that God is doing with inside of you and working on you. It's like he's been working on you for a long time, and there is a success and love that's coming in. So if you already have this love with your partner, this is a greater love. This could be a love between you and God, love within you as you yourself and God. Love, it's basically like a multitude of love, okay, for you. Could be a multitude of people that love you. So be somebody who's on a high social status, a large platform, but people love you, basically. And they love you because of that shine that is inside of you. They love to hear your voice. They love to hear you talk. What this is saying, though, is whatever this is, okay, and you know what it is. There's something you've been doing, been working on it for years, been work hard, dedication to this, that God is telling you now is the time. You could be somebody who works for the White House. That kind of does look like the White House in the back. You could be somebody who works at a major company. Whatever this is, there's an idea. You could be an inventor. This idea or whatever this could be a speech. You've been working on a speech and you're afraid that now's not the time for people to hear you, but God is telling you now is the time to put it out. Whatever this is, okay? Something you've been holding back, holding within you. It could be a lot of things you've been holding back. What things are you've been holding back? Now is the time to do it. We have patience. You've had a lot of patience and holding it back and not putting it out there. Um, and you've been really, really well holding it within you, basically, and having patience to hold all of this within you. And God is telling you to give it to the world, basically. Something you need to share with the world. Something, whatever this is, okay? I accept that everything happens in divine order. See? So you've been having patience, waiting for the right time to put it out, and God's telling you now is the time. All right, so we have 44. This is prosperity. So once you put this out, God is going to tell you your hard work is going to pay off. You're going to have a lot of prosperity come your way. So prosperity is headed your way. You are being rewarded for your hard work and dedication. It's harvest time. So you will reap what you have sown. So you reap what you sow, and you will be reaping what you have sown. Okay. So we have Virgo. Virgo is I analyze. So see, you are someone who analyzes every single thing around you, even if it's people, even if it's a communication, even if it's a conversation, right? You are going to analyze every single detail to the detail. And I feel like whatever this is you've been working so hard on and feeling like, well, now's not the time, and you've been, persistent, but still having patience and not feeling like, well, okay, well, now is not the time. I'm going to wait for the divine given time before I come out and say what I need to say or do. You were waiting for God, right? And now God is telling you now is the time. All right. So now we have Libra. I am Libra. So 11, we have 11 here. So my birthday's like 10/11. So this is pretty cool. My favorite colors, before I was even born, my mom was always wearing like purple and white. And she said, I feel like my baby, is going to be a girl, but yet they kept telling her I was going to be a boy. So she was going to name me Brandon Jack, but I came out a girl. So anyway, there is purple twice on here, so you could be someone who loves purple. So this is Page of Feathers. Esther saves the Jews. So there could be something that you do, something that you've done, okay, that saved people, whether that's communicating with them, talking to them out of suicide. Maybe some of these people were contemplating suicide and you redirected their mind, okay? Somehow it's like a group or several people. You could be a doctor, a healer, someone of higher status or work status. You could be a businesswoman. I look at this picture and I'm looking there like she's about to judge the next person that comes in, the people that walk in, but not in a negative way. It's more like what is supposed to be sophisticated and what is not, basically. What is supposed to be accepted by God, what is not, okay? So you're someone who stands in your power. Then Queen Esther answered, "If I have found favor with you, your majesty, and if it pleases you, grant me my life." Oh, wow. So for some of you, you want to be free of something. You want your life back. You want to take control over your life. Maybe you feel like whoever this is that you're with, um, or it could be a loved one. It could be a mother, a father, or someone. You feel like a certain person or people have taken your life from you. You basically are in the moment where you're asking them, well, can I have my life back? When can I have my free time? When can I go do this, or when can I do that? When am I no longer your child, basically? Maybe this is like moving from standing in your power and not having your parents control your life anymore, basically, something like that. Okay. Or it could be like a higher boss, or someone. Maybe for some of you, you've been working at this company and they've not given you paid holidays, or paid vacation, or something. Okay. Something like that. Okay. This is my petition. So you could be someone who is writing a petition and ready to speak, okay, about something. Um, a spare, oh, and spare my people. So this is someone who would lay down their life for their people, basically, for their loved ones. So you are someone who would lay your life down for your people. So spare my people, which is like God's people, or my children, or family, or your friends. You feel like you would have to basically sacrifice yourself for your loved ones, just so that they can have this free time or whatever they need. And you kind of been putting yourself off. Well, now is the time to not put yourself off, to remember yourself, and you're just as important as everyone around you. Sometimes we forget to love ourselves. Um, let's see. And spare my people. This is my request. Esther 7:3. All right. Esther saves the Jews. So this is like you're now looking for yourself to be saved. You've saved everybody else and spared everybody else. Well, now is the time. Well, when is someone going to save me? I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So you know you have this willpower. You know you can do this. Sissy. All right, so we have 3333. You are a powerful communicator. Confidently use this skill to interact with others and share your creative gifts with the world and help those less fortunate. So for some of you, you do have a lot of creative ideas, a lot of gifts, a lot of things that, and passion within inside of you, a lot of things that you need to share with. This is that you've been like, now is the time to share, time to offer a helping hand to those less fortunate. For some of you, you like to feed the homeless, or like to make things for the homeless, or whatever these things are. Okay, God is telling you now is the time to do it. So if there's something you've been holding back, that you've created, and certain gifts, now is the time to share it with the world. So if you've invented something, if you've mastered something, if you've put something out there and put a lot of work and dedication into it, but a lot of mental as well, mental thought into it, it could be something between you and God has led you to a certain thing to do. Now is the time to share that with the world, whatever that is. Okay, so this is Libra. This is I balance, we balance. So you like a lot of balance in your life, as well as
Mom, Joe took
whoa,
your gum.
whoa, honey, shh, as well as having,
teasing.
shh, it's all right, guys. So it's kind of like, no more. You have a piece, baby. So this is kind of like having like, I'm sorry guys, having like a lot of balance around you. So balancing family, work, and everything, right? As well as balancing yourself.
Mom, I need to put my phone.
Right here, baby. Hold on. Now I'll put yours on. I'm almost done. All right. Let's see here. We have Scorpio. All right, guys. You know, I got my kids here, so, and you know, kids will be kids, right? So, um, they did eat, but they can't be out late because I do live in an apartment. Only adults can be outside. So I just, forgive me, guys, as this card says, forgiveness. So anyway, guys, and, you know, I'm not that so closed off. You know, I mean, if they want to be in here, I'm gonna let them, guys. They're kids. They're my children. If people don't like that, then I'm sorry, but they're my children. And if they want to be in here, I'm going to let them, right? All right. And they love to be in here. They love to be with Mama. I know they do argue sometimes. That's, you know, sibling rivalry, right? We all have went through this. All right. So we have here, where are we at? Scorpio. Oh my. And this really does show Scorpio, guys. This is like Daniel in the lion's den. So this is strength. So Daniel and the lion's den. So you are someone who has a lot of strength. And it does look like maybe you've gone through more than one spiritual enlightenment in your life. So you could have had several different spiritual callings in your life, where God was leading you to do certain things. And I feel like you're a person who's done it. You've succeeded everything that you've meant to succeed. This is like they threw him in the lion's den, hoping that the lions would devour Daniel. But instead, God fed the lions so that they would not eat him. So this is like you having God's protection now. So you have a lot of protection right now. You have that one-on-one communication with God. You're able to see and talk to God, but you see him in a different light, okay, than some. And we all see God in our own path, in our own way in life. Others may see him as a ball of light. Some may see him as a blue colored light. I mean, we all see God in our way that God is meaning for us to see him. And he communicates to every single one of us differently. Sometimes he'll communicate with us in the same way he has other people. This is just your one-on-one with God. And this is like someone or people in your life who have thrown you out to the beasts. But instead of the beasts devouring you, they just laid down. It's like God fed the beast, and the beasts were like your pets.
Mom, guess what? Joe said a cuss word.
I'll take care of it when I go in. I don't want to hear the cuss word.
He said,
Stop that. Hey, I don't want to hear it. Go in there. I'll be in there in a minute. All right, guys. All right, so hey, don't.
That's what he said.
I know, but please don't repeat that, please. Okay, that's awful. I'll talk to him when I come out. All right, guys. Lordy, my gosh. Whew, okay. All right, so we have here forgiveness. We have 3131. So some of you guys are needing to forgive those people around you who have done you wrong, who have hurt you. They may have said or done horrible things. Maybe forgive these people who's thrown you out to the beasts. Some of you, you know, could have been thrown out and left for dead, basically. Some of you may feel like that the world around you or the certain individual people around you, they just don't care about whether you live or die. They don't care if you're alive. They don't care if you're breathing. Maybe this is just what you're feeling right now. Some of you guys could be going through depression, deep, dark night of the soul. But you're still holding this communication with God. You're still able to talk to God no matter what destruction is going on and chaos around you. You're still able to communicate with God, basically. So you may be needing to forgive certain individuals in life who have hurt you. And also, you know, maybe find forgiveness in yourself. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So this is something that is the center, is love. So there is certain things in life that you're holding on to. Very terrible, terrible things. Some of these things are really, really dark. You've not told nobody about these certain things. These are things that hurt you. They cut at you. They're not healing. They're not healing your soul. They're not healing your body. And you're wrapped and swirled around in this darkness, okay? Whatever this is that you're harboring onto, okay, and resentment, this is blocking you from being able to love all of those people in certain. So you need to drop it. You need to let it go. You need to forgive, release that into the ether, give it to the universe, okay? This is karma. What goes around comes around. This is infinity. See the 8 right there? Which means strength. That's also the strength card. So there is something that keeps going around and around and around in your mind. These certain things you've been holding on to. For some of you, it's childhood trauma. Certain things you've been your whole life. I'm hearing some of you say my whole DAM life, right? So whatever these things are, please, please, please have your one-on-one with God and find some way to forgive and release whoever all of these individuals are. And I know it's dark. I know it hurts. When you think about it, it makes you cry. Some of you, it don't make you cry. It makes you angry, basically. And it's kind of like, well, I should have done this. I should have done that. No, some of you were a child, okay? You were a child. A child, and it was taken from you, okay? Some of you weren't raised right, and you were raised in a rough, terrible life. Some of you guys had to go days without eating. You were starved to death as a child. You didn't know when you were always hungry, and didn't know when you were going to be fed next. Some of you guys, it's like on like several days and didn't get no food, but yet you still had strength, basically. And this is something that somebody or other people or individuals wouldn't have been able to live through this hardship. This is a very, very hardship life that a lot of you guys have gone through and had to battle as you were being brought up and growing up, right? So this was something you were used to. Some of you guys were used to living in filth or dirty house. The place where you lived was slothfulness. It wasn't clean. But you have raised yourself to be different and be better than where you were brought up, basically. So you may have children now, some of you may not, but this only gave you strength. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, basically. So this did not kill you, it only made you stronger. So you knew when you grew up and you seen your friends and other individuals around you, you seen how they, so you knew that this slothfulness is not how someone is supposed to live their life. You knew that also going without food is not okay. So you basically, from what you went through, you learned how to be an adult yourself and what not to do, okay, to these children or individuals or whoever these people are around you. But yet others have done this to you, whatever this is, okay? All right, so let's see. We have 3131. This says, dream big and do all that you can to make it a reality. There may be big challenges during this transition, but remain positive and cast aside all fears and doubts. So be yourself. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to forgive. fear of forgiveness is only holding you back. It's holding you back from your power, the power that's within you. You have doubts about these certain individuals. Let it go. Holding on to that doubt is not good. Just release it, give it to God. All right. So we have here Scorpio. So this is I desire. So this is what you desire, a clean, healthy life, the life that you were meant to live, right? So you've gone through a lot, even as an adult, you've gone through a lot. There's been people who's hurt you, taken advantage of you. So you could be someone who's like depressed right now, or battling depression, suicide, anger, whatever these things are, and emotions that just, some of you guys may feel like you just want to cry. Some of you guys probably cry at night just over certain things. If you're men, you probably get angry. If you're women, you probably get angry over certain things, but then there's certain things that just break you. And it's all about these certain past memories, okay, that we need to forgive and just release and let go. Okay, some of you guys may have already done this purging of certain things in life. Some of you may still be going through it. Some of you may have been, over the years just purging, purging, purging. And it feels like you just can't get to the end where you're just about there, okay, to reaching that destination, okay? So don't give up. Hold on to it. All right, so we have here Sagittarius. Excuse me, guys. So this is Sagittarius. We got Hermit here. This is John the Baptist. So John the Baptist, as a child, he wandered in the wilderness for 12 years. So like you are someone who's had to defend for yourself, okay? Some of you maybe had to grow up without parents. Some of you, you basically raised yourself, okay? You became an adult because you raised yourself. Some of you may be homeless right now. Some of you maybe at one time were homeless, but you still held on to your faith. You still held on to your faith. Um, you didn't get to eat right like everybody else around you, maybe. There could have been those around you who ate well off or well more better than what you had as a child. Whether you're male or female, okay? We have here doubt. So some of you doubt the world around you. You basically stick to yourself. You're kind of like the hermit. You're right. And in order to go inward, at some point, you got to come out, okay? Because you're like gone inward, but in order to come out, you have to see the light. That's what you're doing right now. You could be having the spiritual awakening, and God is telling you now is the time to come out of this hermit mode. Okay, come out to the light. You're not meant to be here anymore. You don't need to hide anymore. Just come out. And you're having doubt about coming out because of the world or environment around certain individuals or people who have held you back in life. This also says, I release the need to know all the answers. So you are someone who does not have all the answers in life. And we have confirmation here. This is 9, 18, 18. This is 9, 9. So we have 9, 9, 9. You guys may be seeing 9, 9, 9, 18, 18, 1, 1, 8, 8. We have no fear, step outside of your comfort zone, move forward in pursuit of your passions. So whatever these passions are that is yours, God's telling you to come out. Come out now. Come into the light. It's okay. It's safe. You are protected by him, and by his blood you're protected. So now is the time to come out. If there's something you're working on, now is the time to share that with the world. Share yourself with the world. I feel like this is a sharing yourself or whatever you're working on, sharing it with the world is for all these signs. That's a bit about what we're getting from almost every sign. Okay, so we have here Sagittarius. So with Sagittarius, we have I seek, I see. So you seek everything around you. You also see the light in certain people. You see the darkness. So you are someone who can discern certain things inside of people. Sometimes you know what people are going to say before they say it. You also seek all kinds of things throughout of life. You've got several things you seek. You know that if you want love, you know what love to seek in order for you to get that that you feel like you are deserving of. Um, but you also know that when you seek it, you will see it as well. So you can see into that darkness. And if it's covered up, you know that your mind, your discernment will bring whatever that is in the darkness to the light, and the whenever it is in the light, it's no longer hidden anymore. So that means that that light being your own thoughts. So your thoughts can see beyond the covering. So whatever people are covering up and trying to keep hidden from you, you're going to see what these things are, okay? It could be there are people around you who are trying to hide certain things from you. They don't want to tell you things. There could be secrets. Whatever these things are, you're going to know, okay? All right, so we have here Capricorn. This is 7. 7 of grains, parable of the sower. Still other seed fell. I'm sorry, guys. Can't hardly see. My boy's getting loud in there. Okay, still other seed fell on the soil where it produced a crop 160 or 30 times what was sown. So this is like, and this says Matthew 13:8. So this is like a certain seeds fell that you weren't meaning, to fall upon the ground. But what happened is that you were planting certain seeds. This could be whatever this is, whatever this work you've done and you've put out, right? So whatever you put back, it comes back like 100-fold to you, not in a negative, but in a positive. So what this is like sowing what you've reaped, right? Reaping what you've sown, basically. So you've put in a lot of hard work, dedication, and it's like some of the grains slipped from your hands, so you ended up with tenfold. So you've been putting out a lot of positivity in the world and life and things around you and certain individuals, your thoughts. You may have been giving and doing for charity or doing this or doing that for people around you, and now it's abundantly coming back. That is the good karma. All right. So that could have been something God was telling you to do and gave you that spiritual enlightenment, and that's what you've done. You are someone who's also been putting out a lot of love, but that love is coming back abundantly, just so you know. So we do have regret. What this is, and this is basically the same colors, right? And it does look like summer. So there are a lot of things that you didn't put back, you kind of held back, and you have regret. You have regrets of not giving enough, basically. So there are certain things you felt like, well, I could have done more. I could have done this. I could have done that. Okay, so you do have regrets in that area. I know that I cannot change the past. So there's certain things to do with your past. You felt like you didn't do enough, okay? That you could have. There's a 911. So there could be a warning, something coming up. You may, it could be someone around you might die. It could be that someone around you is in the hospital right now. You may need to pray for those certain individuals. Something has either happened already, where someone's in the hospital, or something's about to happen, or this could have been something from the past where what you wanted to tell them before they died. And this is a 911, and you regret not being more open, or telling them what you needed to tell them, maybe to get forgiveness, or maybe so that you could forgive them. Something. It could be something within yourself. Maybe you need to see the doctor. Maybe you know something that's wrong with you, or you've been feeling something within you. Okay. Maybe you need to, yeah, go see the doctor. Maybe get a checkup or a physical or something. Out with the old and in with the new. So this is a spiritual enlightenment. Okay. So basically you have done away with that old person is not you anymore. And you need to realize this, that old person is dead and gone. So this could be purging. Okay. This could be that maybe nobody's sick, nobody's dying. So for you individuals where you're healthy, everyone around you's healthy, nobody's sick, nobody's in the hospital. What this means is you've basically, that old person that was you before, purged that old self of you. So that old self of you is not you anymore. This is a new you, that you feel like you are a new person, because and for some of you, it's almost like you feel like you want that old self version of you to just die, be dead. And you'd rather the person that you are right now would be the person that has always been, instead of holding on to this self person of you who you were then. Maybe for some of you, you didn't give enough, or you didn't do enough, or you feel like you haven't. Um, the wrong type of people. Maybe you let go of the right people instead of holding on to the right people. And for some of you, you've released that old person is dead and gone, basically. So that old person of you, you feel like is dead, is no longer existence. All right. But you do need to learn to love yourself more. Okay, so this is Capricorn. This is your reading, and you've had a spiritual enlightenment. Okay, the spiritual enlightenment is that you have regret, and regrets from your past, but you also have this spiritual awakening where God is telling you to forgive yourself, forgive others. He's telling you that that old person of you, now for others of you who just feel like you haven't done enough, you feel like that old person is still there, and you're still tormented by this old version of you. God is telling you, for those of you who still think that that old skeleton of you is still there, just from your memories, right? God's telling you it doesn't exist anymore. So for some of you, you've prayed to God, you've asked for forgiveness, and he's forgiven you. So basically that old person of you does not exist in his eyes. So I don't know who needed to hear that. All right, so we have here Aquarius. So this is 14. This is also temperance, which is like balance of everything around you. So balancing land as well as water, balancing life, balancing air. You're having to balance everything right now. Okay. So this, it being Aquarius, is I know. Okay. So you know. All right. So this is temperance, Mary and Martha. Okay. So there could be you and maybe, if you're a masculine, you and maybe like a friend, a close friend. Um, and if you're a male, it'd be you like and a friend. Oh, Lordy. You could be having a spiritual awakening, maybe had a spiritual death. For others of you, this does say, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So for some of you, someone around you could have died. Or this could mean you're having a spiritual awakening. Take responsibility for your actions and choices. So you do know that you have to take responsibility for your own actions, for things that you have done, and for your own choices. So for some of you, throughout life, you've made the wrong, terrible decisions. Some of you had to have life lessons and learn from those certain actions and choices that you made. But you've also been feeling like you've had a lot on your plate, a lot of responsibility. You could be someone who's had to take care of several people, feed several people, but you've had a lot of responsibilities, not just at home, but at work and everything around you. Um, so, you know, you just need to love yourself more. Love yourself and put more love into people around you. Okay. Yeah, and you're having this spiritual enlightenment. It could be talking to you about this spiritual death, this spiritual awakening that you've been having, which this spiritual death would be a confirmation with this death card here. This spiritual enlightenment, and also to love yourself and love the people around you. So let's just see here. It's almost like you do a lot of serving. You serve a lot of people, and you know that you always have to balance a lot of responsibilities, a lot of work. You take on, basically, it's like carrying the extra load, basically. But you way overstep the taking on load, right? All right, so we do have 11 here, and purple again. 11 in purple, confirmation. 11 in purple. Okay, so we have here Page of Candles. This is Pisces, guys. Pisces. Miriam's praise for God. Page of Candles. Miriam sang to them, sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted, both horse and driver. He has hurled into the sea. Exodus 15:21. You could be someone who plays an instrument. You could be someone who plays the tambourine. Um, you could also be someone who speaks and people listen. Um, you could also be a singer. It's talking about music on here. You could be someone who's an entertainer. You could write music. You could sing music. You could be an artist. You could be someone famous. Oh my, we have Pisces and we got a lot of water in there. Um, let's see here. You could be a dancer. Some of you may sing Christian music. Some of you may not. You just may be a singer. Okay, for some of you, you could be a producer. You produce certain dances, or you produce like certain, for some of you, you just may be a writer. Some of you may be like a creator of music, right? And create your own style of music. We have discipline. So you are someone who's well disciplined. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So this is like you accomplishing anything and everything you set your mind to, your first thought being love. Okay. For some of you, you know that you're well disciplined. You need to put more love into yourself, and you are someone who puts a lot of love into others around you. Some of you may have a hard time loving others around you, but there is a spiritual awakening here, which is telling you to love more, whether that's love yourself or love certain individuals, or maybe a certain person, maybe loving your enemy, as that. So it says, explore your shadows with genuine curiosity rather than judgment. So for some of you, you know, judge yourself a lot. And you're really hard on yourself. You're very well disciplined because you discipline yourself a lot of times. Some of you, it's a little bit too much of discipline. And for some of you, it's that you've grown up in church, and you know, from the preachers and other people that you've heard, you know, that, you know, basically that God disciplines us, right? But sometimes we're a little bit too hard on ourselves. So we need to learn to not be so disciplined, to discipline ourselves too much that we're not giving enough love to ourselves. Some of us, you know, if you're Pisces, basically, it could be that you're not only disciplined within yourself, but you discipline everyone around you. And that's the authority in you. Figure you could be masculine or feminine, just well disciplined, and you discipline everything around everyone around you, right? And it could be that you're having this spiritual enlightenment that where God is telling you to put more love into it, okay? Whereas you are basically cup runneth over type of thing. So with this discipline, it's just running over. The cup is running over with discipline and not enough love. For some of you, you know, that could be what God is telling you, to just put more love into yourself and certain individuals around you, or certain people. Could be a father, a mother. For some of you, it's like you grew up in a family where you were disciplined. Okay, so that could be where this discipline is coming from. It could be that you were disciplined to a form of trauma. Okay, which would be a negative traumatizing of discipline, and you weren't disciplined the correct way. For some of you, you were disciplined like 100%, but you weren't given enough love from your father or your mother, or your father and your mother. Um, you just had to. Some of you may have had siblings. Some of you could have been an only child. Some of you could have grew up where there were 5 or 6 of you in the house. Some of you, but you were all disciplined in a negative, in a negative way, okay? Where you were disciplined too much as a child and not given enough love to. With discipline, there has to be love, right? You have to give love. It doesn't matter in any way that you're doing your discipline, however certain parents do their discipline, you always got to give love too, okay? Um, and it could be for some of you that it was just too much discipline. Okay. And so it kind of, you ended up, for some of you, you ended up having children of your own, and you were a certain person who wasn't able to discipline correctly because you weren't disciplined correctly as a child yourself. So it made it really hard for you to discipline. For some of you, I can hear some of you saying, well, I leave that to my wife, or certain of you say, well, I leave that to my husband, or some of you is like, we both work on it, okay? So you know how you basically were brought up, and you know it wasn't right, basically. To give discipline without love is basically horrible, right? Um, and basically, you know, when you give this discipline without love, it's like there's this shadow since childhood that is basically following you, and it's always there in your mind, in the back of your mind. You always think about it, and you're like, well, I didn't love enough. I wasn't, as a child, loved enough, and now here I am doing the same thing that my parents or parent did, and I'm doing exactly the same thing that was done to me, and I know it's not right. And it's just a shadow figures in your mind, and you go over it all the time. But you're very sincere. You're a sincere person. You're very genuine within yourself and what you do. And you're always curious about how your childhood could have been better than what it was. If and you're also not just curious about that, you're also curious about, well, what if when I was raised and brought up, if I was raised with not just discipline, but love with discipline, I wonder how I would have turned out then. So for some of you, you could have seen a psychiatrist or a counselor or talked to someone about this and said that very same thing. And this is what made it hard on yourself. This is where this discipline comes into play, because and comes into your life, because now it's that what your parents have instilled inside of you to be judgmental and judging yourself and disciplining you so hard without love, that now you're judging yourself. You judge people, you judge everyone around you. And this is why it makes it hard for relationships to stick. When you go through so much trauma as a child and not given enough love, as well as the discipline that you were raised in, the environment you were raised in with this hard discipline. Yeah, this is why relationships have a hard time sticking. And it doesn't matter what sign you are, you know, any of this message could still be for you. Um, So just because, this says that this is for Pisces, this could also be for a Libra. So, vice versa. So, yeah, just, be easier on yourself and release these shadows, okay? So I know a lot of you are probably exploring in your mind several memories and shadows, kind of like that shadow self of you. Some of you may need to purge, okay, the old self of you. Um, yeah, and just learn to love, okay? Yeah, and it's like, for some of you, it's like you guys were abused. I'm gonna say it. Were abused, okay? Really bad. You had to watch your get abused as well as yourself. They also watched you get abused. For some of you, it's just you were being the only one getting abused. For others of you, it was your for some of you, it was you and your siblings, okay? Um, for some of you, you could have been an only child. And honestly, if you think about it, for you to be well disciplined and not loved, it wasn't no equal balance, okay, with this love and discipline. I feel like it was off, okay? So God is now giving you the spiritual enlightenment to tell you, no, it's supposed to be equal, okay? An equal discipline as well as love. So you're seeing the light now from what your parents didn't see years ago. And the reason that some of your parents didn't see this is because they were highly disciplined too as a child. They could have been disciplined way worse than how you were disciplined and abused as well. So just release that, let go, ask for forgiveness, and also, we got to be stronger and better than the ones who hurt us, right? So we do better because, this is what God wants. This is what we want. We want to be better than the ones who hurt us, right? So maybe this is your calling. Maybe this is what God's telling you, that you just need to release certain things, certain shadows of your mind, certain judgments, and be more loving in character, not just for yourself, but for those around you, and learn to love one another, right? All right, as God loves you. All right, guys. So this is the messages today for the zodiacs. Um, so anyway, I will come on again, and I hope you guys love this reading. This was something totally different. This is just what God's been leading me to do. So I finally did it, guys. This is the type of reading that is all zodiacs, but this is exactly what God wanted me to read. So I'm very proud of this reading. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you again. Thank you, Lala. See, and I are still, yeah, I'm so glad that you guys are still together. You said he's Sagittarius. Can't, so I'll be listening back for, oh, Cancer and Sag. Okay, so this would be you and him. Okay. So anyway, I did do those readings, Lala, so I hope you liked them. Again, you can always message me below, lady. You know that. And as well as the rest of you guys. So just let me know what you thought about your reading, or if you felt like a different sign was more of what you've gone through. Okay. So anyway, I love you guys. You don't have to put it all out there either, because I know the world watches, the world sees, right? So there's certain things that you probably wouldn't want to broadcast to the world. So that is very understandable. Okay. So I love you guys, and I'll see you again. Bye. All right. I've not been on here for a long time, so I don't know how to okay. I don't know how to end it. Start a poll. Okay. Oh, right there. There we go.